A developing NBA story, and it has to do with a team at the bottom of the league. New Orleans Pelicans announced their star and former #1 pick Zion Williamson, who recently suffered a setback in his rehab from off-season foot surgery, will rehab away from the team. Back here with Monica McNutt. Monica, this was the biggest star to enter the league in years, but there were injury concerns coming out of college, and he's missed more NBA games than he's played at this point. Now he's rehabbing away from the team. How concerned should Pelicans fans be?
Max, I don't know that they should be any more concerned than they already are. In fact, if I may, I am choosing the optimistic approach with this news. I think we already know there's been differing opinions, we'll call them, out of Zion's personal camp versus the team camp. But the bottom line is he's unavailable. And so at least I'm leaning into the idea that perhaps this is a holistic change of scene. There's reason to believe that he's out there closer to Nike, a company that he's closely associated with. So I'm hoping that he's going to go get the help he needs, both physically and then mentally. Perhaps the change of scene rejuvenates him, helps him fall back in love with the process of healing and getting right. So I'm not any more alarmed than I already was, which, already is kind of a point of concern. But I'm choosing optimism on this one.
You mentioned the process, and that's maybe who you should go hang out with, Joel Embiid, who also missed injury concerns coming out of college, missed a lot of time, and is now among the best players in the game. Monica, Zion averaged 27 last year when healthy.
Crazy.
And we never really seen anything like him before physically, right? Will his body hold up? To me, it's almost like it's a Derrick Rose thing in a way. The motor is going too fast, especially at his size, for the human body to take it. What would you want to see happen here?
Gosh, I want to see him address his diet and figure out a way to be the fittest version of himself. I don't know if that's flat out losing weight. I don't know if that is chiseling. But anytime you start bringing in lower body extremities, the first thing that you think of is how much weight are you physically carrying? And I love the mention of Derrick Rose, but he's a guy who has notably and diligently changed the way that he approached the game of basketball, both physically and from a nutrition standpoint. The only body type at this point that has had sustainable longevity that we can even compare to Zion, honestly, is LeBron. And that is $1 million well-oiled machine, literally. And so we know that LeBron will spare no expense, but also is willing to make just about any sacrifice that he needs to be able to do what he continues to do to impress all of us. And it doesn't feel like that type of commitment has come out of Zion's camp. But he's young, though, right, Max? And he certainly is a specimen. There's plenty of time to get it right, but it's going to take a total commitment.
Well, knock wood. That would be a shame if it didn't happen. But as you said, plenty of time. Thank you, as always, Monica.